hello. Oh, I have classes in the morning, don't worry. Whew. So cozy. It's a bit late. Nah. It's only 1:30 in the morning. I have work to do anyways. A lot of work. Hi, Lido. Why are you up late? Oh, I'm so tired. My body is like weak from running around all day. Sky Zone and such. Yeah, I hope to see you guys at MFF. Ow. Ow. Yeah. I'm really tired, but I'm cozy. But yeah, we've got work to do, unfortunately. I've never had a Red Bull, and I don't think I plan on it, if that's some way of putting it. How was Sky Zone? It was you know, Corp monitor morale has gone down significantly. Customers have dropped. Usual life. So I've got a lot to unfortunately do. Mainly this huge project thing. Getting started with Cam. Because I have to do ME 1800 stuff, Karina, that's why. Which I don't know what I'm doing. I have to watch a bunch of videos. Oh, I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I mean, it's my bad for not even, like, attempting to do this lab any earlier than I did, but, you know. How do furries stay awake like this? Oh, this is the Kiwi Fox for a Plex song. How do furries stay awake? Lots of coffee, which I should probably get some right now. I'm getting my head made from More for Less because Pineapple Fox. So let's see. The file getting started with Cam. So let me bring up the final thingy that I'll need. So there we go. So I have to face the part that I have, which is this thing. Wait, no. That's the stock, so this part. The stock is above it. I don't know what it is. Hi, Nox. Thank you for the $1 donation. I greatly appreciate that, boyo. You have a good night. I'm assuming that's what you're going to be doing. So the stock is this. Geometry is that. Fixture, yes. I don't know what the stock is for. What's the stock for, Karina? I think Karina might know about this a bit more. Then again, though, I might need Senior Chris to assist me in this. So I should just follow the tutorial and do this. I don't know, do you have any experience with the ME 1800? I doubt you do. But I'm just wondering. Also, why are you up late? It's 1:30. I have one class tomorrow, and then I could technically go back to bed, but I have to keep working since I'm going to be meeting up with MOSFET in Boston. If your workpiece and tools start flashing red, blah, 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 blah. You know what? Oh boy, 10-minute video.
First thing we're going to do with this part is we're going to create a facing operation on the workpiece. And so our workpiece is oriented in the machine tool like
He
this.
put his face cam like this big.
The workpiece, the top of the workpiece can interact with
I mean, he knows what he's doing. He's my professor.
The tool moves up and down in the z-axis in the spindle. And so what we want to do is we just want to remove this layer of material that comes on the
soft eng.
so that we'll have
Hi,
a
Tyler.
surface to work with for the future operations. So to do this facing operation, it's really pretty simple. we need to select
Really?
the top face of the workpiece. Now, to do that selection, if you go to sub-elements,
I need a better way of opening this. Is this him? All I know that is that a guy called Torbjorn is my professor, and I find that to be very interesting. Hi, Kyer. Kyer, don't I look cuddly now? I'm really tired, like physically. Not like tired, but more like physically exhausted. Not like sleep deprived, just like I don't want to move. But I gotta keep working at this. I should get some coffee or something. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, he could be. Oh, the life jacket song. I dig it. He never sent me that piece of his sewn in the life jacket. Jeez, Verplex. You know what?
and you click close to the edge here, it's going to ask you, did you want this edge? And I'm going to right click in that case and say, no, I don't want that edge. Nope, I don't want that edge. I don't want that loop. I don't want that loop. I don't want that loop. And now it's asking, do I want that face? And I can left click and tell it yes. So if you click right in the center of the face, it's going to work every time. If you
Well, let's try it with this piece that we have. Sub-elements. Nice. Wait, what did he press? Well, we did it. We have the base, or face, I guess. That's the face. We chose it. Just that. Nice. I do have a room for MFF. That I do, Kyra. I'm going to be rooming with Zillion, Jiro, I think Bleo, and Leon. I don't know what I'm doing in this class. That's all I know for sure.
click somewhere near some other feature, you're going to have to cycle through to make sure that it's the face that you want. So I've selected that face. I'm going to go to my toolbar, my solid mill traditional solid mill production toolbar, and
I think this is it. There's got to be an easier way for me to do this instead of showing you guys all the time.
And then I'm going to click the facing operation. And so for this facing operation, it will open up for every operation.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to put this over here. We can watch this on a separate thing, and then you can watch me go through and copy whatever he's doing. Because we had a space open up in mine, and I'm just covering my bases. We got to offer you, though you should visit if you can. We want a suite. Ooh, that's good. I mean, I already paid off my room. That's the thing, like entirely, and I paid off a bit of Leon's room as well, just because, you know, he was having some issues with it, and I wanted to take care of him, that sort of thing. What are you studying or learning right now? My major is mechanical engineering, and I'm minoring in philosophy. Why? Because I want to. Well, philosophy part, yes. Mechanical engineering, not really. I want to do YouTube full time. That is true, Karina.
There's a few things that you need to have. You need to have a tool.
Wait, what did he click on? What did this man click on?
I don't want that. In the center bar, my solid mill traditional solid mill production toolbar.
Yes.
And then I'm going to click the facing operation. And so for this facing operation, it will open up. For every operation, there's a few things that you need to have. you need to have a tool selected. You need to tell it which tool you're going to use. With that tool, we've got a feed, speed, depth of cut, and width of cut that's appropriate, and we'll have to put those into the dialog box. The other thing we have to do with every cutting operation, and so in this case, I've got my my workpiece, and I've got my face mill. What I've got to do is I've got to tell it how does the tool
why
go from
is
the tool change
why
location
is he showing us
down to the workpiece,
this when his
and
face
then
cam
what
is
does
like
it do
a
as it's
fraction of
just
the
coming
screen
in
size?
contact with the workpiece? So we've got to tell it how does it approach the workpiece.
Computer
and
electrical
how does it
engineering is good.
in when it just starts doing that cutting operation. So we've got to tell it, and then of course we've got to tell it what motion pattern do we want it to have as it goes across the workpiece, and how do we want it to interact with the workpiece. So the first thing, we selected the face on the top of the workpiece. We're going to use from our tool list that came in with our file, we're going to use the 3-inch face mill that we've already defined here for you.
Sure.
Now, if you look up on your feed and speed chart that we gave you, you'll see
What?
that the appropriate cut.
What do you mean feeds and speeds chart that you gave me? Are you stoned? You did not give this to me. Actually, you might have. I might just be dumb. Ah, here it is. Alright, this is important. I think. Is this important? Who knows? Either way, we're making it... Ooh, it's Machas. I went to school with him. What am I looking at?
Cutting speed for this tool is 5414, and the appropriate feed.
Wait, excuse me? Where did you get 5414?
In both the Z and the X and Y is 0.003 inches per flute, so per tooth.
What? What did he just do? What did this man just do?
We're going to use the 3-inch face mill that we've already defined here for you. Now, if you look up on your feed and speed chart that we gave you, you'll see that the appropriate cutting speed for this tool is 5414, and the appropriate...
There's no 5414 anywhere on here. It's 6:45 in Ireland. It's 1:43 in Massachusetts. Where the hell did he find 5414? I don't understand. Nope. 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 I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. The cut speed, I'm just gonna say it's 6,000. Wait, what does he do here? So he sets another thing for, I guess, the 3-inch, which the 3 inches right here. 0.012. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to... Did I miss the snuggles? Well, I'm snuggling myself because I'm lonely. Hi, Ragehound. I'm doing something that I don't even understand. But that's school. How are you doing? Why are you up so late? I mean, I sort of have a reason to be up late. I mean, you could have a reason to be up late. So, let's see. I'm using a 3-inch face mill. guess it's PT 0.012. Oh, freelancing media. That's fair. Wait, what'd that do? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh. Just open it back up. Never mind. False alarm. Hi, Jay. Getting them bills paid. Exactly. I'm getting... I'm not exactly sure just yet, but we're getting there. Well, Ragehound, I will say that you and I are in the same boat. Even if we're in different circumstances, you and I are in the same boat. Because I don't know what I'm doing, and it's due tomorrow. It's due like tomorrow at midnight, so like I've got another couple of hours. But I'm going to Boston tomorrow to meet up with MOSFETs, so that's like, I want to get that done so I don't have to worry about this and I can enjoy that day. Why is there an XY feed rate and not a Z feed rate?
Feed in both the Z and the X and Y is 0.003 inches per flute, so per tooth. So if you put those things in, if it didn't come up by default for you when you got here, just go ahead and put those in. On the strategy tab, we actually get to tell it how do we want it to move across.
What did he do?
Just go ahead and put those in.
Why did he set it 0.03 for both? Where is both here? There's nothing here that has 0.03 on both. What is this man doing? I mean, we're doing... So, I guess we're supposed to go through this entire chapter and watch the videos that he tells us on how to do, like, all these mechanics in this program in order to hopefully make it so a machine decides, hey, you know what? You know what? We're just gonna do it. This is weird. All I know so far is that he's... I mean, this is more for like a very, very basic class, even though I still don't get it. But it's like... I don't know how to explain it. Any plans to live stream during MFF? No. I'm going to be enjoying it. I'm going to be hanging out with, like, Ragehound. I'm going to be hanging out with Kyer. I'm going to be hanging out with Leon. Kiwi Fox. Oh, oof. Handwriting papers. I'm actually sorry. Handwriting papers sucks. That's all I know. Wait. Why is it the same? Ooh, that would be fun. Well, depends which suit, though, Ragehound. He's got a couple.
On the strategy tab, we actually get to tell it how do we want it to move across the workpiece. There's a few options. Strategy, we can tell it we want it to climb milk, and that's it's really a lot more important in a side milling operation or a contouring operation. But what it means is the rotation of the tool and the direction of the flutes will tend to pull the tool into the workpiece.
Oh, interesting.
And a conventional milling operation over here would be where the rotation of the tool is tending to push the tool away from the workpiece as you're going. And in this case, we could actually use a zigzag motion for this facing operation. We're going to remove just a little bit of material again. All we want to do is get rid of this as manufactured surface and put a machine surface on it. We're going to use the zigzag pattern.
I got you the first time.
We would use one
okay,
pass
no one pass.
If the width of the face mill, the diameter of the face mill, was bigger than the width of the workpiece. We can ignore bridge movements and stuff for now. Our step over is actually going to tell us how much of that tool, what's the width of cut that we want to have with this each pass. We're going to go with 30% step over for this part. This tool can actually go anywhere from about 30% to about 70%. What we don't want to have with this tool usually is 50%.
No, don't do that.
Because it ends up setting up some vibrations and some chatter in the part. But so we'll go with 30%. Our overhang direction, it could be overhang, so it starts at one end, it goes past the part on the other side. It could be on both sides, or it could be on one end. Because of our 30% step over, we can actually go with one-way overhang.
Wait, he said segments, not arcs? Okay.
It shows you what you're going to do. Stock allowance on walls, we can ignore this. Stock allowance walls, which is floors, make sure those are 0. The total.
I have no clue what this man is doing. I mean, yes, it is CAM software. Oh, I thought you said CAD, but it is CAM. It's Spree. And I don't know what's happening. This man is just saying words to me that, like, he said this is bigger than this. Honestly, I've wanted to do an furries, engineers in the furry fandom video with Zillion for a long time now, but I just haven't gotten to planning it at all. I'd love to do it. I just don't know what this man is telling me.
Total depth, we want to remove 50 thousandths of material from the top of the workpiece, just enough so that we have a nice flat.
Total depth to 0.05. I mean, I can teach you. Or you could follow along with my class as well if you want, Zil. I don't know how much that'll help. Total depth is 0.05.
Smooth surface that we've machined, so it's not the...
I find it neat, though, how it can go from, like the puzzle pieces are fitting together, where it can go from CAD software to throwing that into CAM, creating a simulation for how it's machined from, like, this block. And then you write the code for it through CAM, and then you load it onto, like, a mill or a lathe or something, and you make the part. That's cool. There you go. That's what we're doing. We're making a part, and, oh my god. My roommate, who was my partner for one of the labs we did, where we were supposed to make, I don't know, some sort of, I don't know how to explain it. It was like a cork for, like, a piston that we were making. And we were taking, like, just like a rod of copper, and we were, like, drilling it. So, like, we spin it, and then, like, it shaves off parts. Okay. We were using the lathe. That's the right answer to it. Sorry. And as it's spinning, and as the drill is yes, the lathe, as it's about to go into the copper rod, and as it's spinning at like 2,000 RPM. I don't know what it was. I guess it decided to switch to whatever setting and slam into the rod when it's spinning at 2,000 RPM. I don't really know how to explain it besides... Well, it didn't actually damage anything. Like, nothing, like, damaged. It's just, like, the machine... Like, not even the... What do you call it? I guess the drill that was used didn't actually hit the rod. Like, it was just like a part of like the machine that went right into it, and it was just like a flat wall, and it just slammed into like the set like bar of, like, rod of copper as it was spinning. But the thing is, we followed the directions, and it did the exact thing it shouldn't have. It was on a CNC lathe, yes. I don't know how to explain it. I'm going to have to... On my free time this weekend, I will actually learn the terminology, the phrasing, the lingo for ME 1800. It did not blow up. The rod just got slammed out of its spot, and we needed to face it again, which was like pretty straightforward. Do you have time to sleep in? No. Yes. Well, then again, we were just following the directions the TAs had, and they saw it happen, and they're like, we don't know what just happened.
As manufactured surface on the workpiece. Okay, so we can just use the default settings down here. Stock automation can be on or off in this case. There's really, unless you're doing a very detailed, complex part, there's really no reason to turn the stock automation
It was
off.
Yode, yes.
So
Oh,
leave that
Yode.
on, and it will trim, which means if we've told the part to go the tool to go way beyond the edges of the stock material that we've defined, it will cut that stuff off.
Cool.
This links here is how do we want it to move when it's not cutting the workpiece? And so we'll go with a full clearance of 1 inch, clearance of 0.1.
If you want, Zil, I can send you. Actually, here. Let me actually send this to you. This is the full guide that we do for the getting started with CAM through Esprit. I don't know if your school's computers have that or you have that, but this is how you do like the starting tutorials for it. So I'm just going to send you, where the hell is your profile? There it is. Sending you the full guide that we have. Oh. I mean, it's still like something to understand. I don't know why your school doesn't have that. Like introduction to machining and manufacturing.
1 inches. We want our return plane and our
Wait,
retract
whoa.
plane both to be clearance. So if it's rapiding to get from one part to the other, it will rapid just above the workpiece. Entry mode, so the tool, when it enters the part, so when it comes from the tool change to the workpiece, it's going to come down and then over to the workpiece. So we like that. The distance it's going to start off of the workpiece is 1.6 inches. So it's going to come down. It will rapid to the position where it's 1.6 inches off the workpiece, which is just a little bit more than half of the diameter.
That's actually
of
really
3-inch
cool.
Tool. It'll come down. It will move across the tool. Let's go ahead and click OK. And that created us.
You just went from explaining it to just not caring. He was just like, okay. Innovations are more important than fucking technical skills. Unfortunately, I guess that's the way your school kind of decided to do it. Instead of, like, focusing on essentials and stuff. Wait, is this actually algorithms? First of cruise calls algorithm. That is algorithms. Yep. Oh, I'm actually learning this in engineering experimentation now. Well, this specifically, the by code. Which is kind of neat, but like, I don't know why he added knife graphics to it. Probably because of spots. Well, then again, he doesn't want anyone knowing his full name. I can understand that. He got upset with me when I'm like, when I just call him by his last name that I used to call him in high school. He was just like, why? Oh, man. Hi, Timus. But yeah, jeez. Oh no. Well, I did learn how to enable video donations, just so you know. There's a little setting that you can actually do in Streamlabs where you auto-enable it. How much is a CNC mill? Well, you have to have someone make it or put it together. We could maybe fund Zill a... That's Ronnie. I'm gonna meet him at the con. Honestly, I'd put some money towards Zill's lathe or CNC machine. Wait, where's... Okay, where is... I'm so distracted by this music. Jesus. Wait, where's... There it is. That's actually not bad. A CNC machine for 2,000. I'd fund $100 on that easily. If it means you get a CNC machine and you get to utilize it for your education, since honestly, you and I should really have our spots changed. You're more of an engineer than I am. You have the mentality of it. I think you'd like it here, despite it being a shithole here. That's adorable, truly. So
if we simulate, we go in our simulation.
Actually, let's simulate this. Where is it? Where did my simulation just go? Oh, there it is. Wait, what? Wait, that was way too fast. Let's just... Okay. I have to work harder, smarter, and faster. Well, if there's anything I can do to help Zoe, I have a very light term this year. Or for this term. I have a very light set of classes for this term. So, I'd be more than happy to help you. Because I know how to, like, sort of do this. To some extent. And I have the time to actually, like, help with anything. Because I'm not being swarmed with a term project that's useless. So, like, you know, I'm more than happy to. So the facing operation went pretty well.
Run. And let's stop. Let's slow it down. And do that one more time.
Wait, how much did it take off?
Motion pattern here. And so the facing operation itself looks okay, except it left a little material here on this edge.
No, but like I'm willing to help you if you need help with something. Just like I know we already do this as is with like thermo and fluid mechanics because that's rough. So, did it take off too much? Okay, that's the stock. Okay, so it takes off whatever much. I do still have the aluminum Legos you sent me, Rev. They're at my home. I should probably bring them here, though then again I don't want to lose them. True. Mil. I mean, yeah, we're face milling, so that makes sense. So cut speed, that's pretty fair. Strategy. One pass, zigzag arcs. Total depth. Okay. 0.05 inches. I can always modify this later, so I at least know where everything is. I guess that's one of the things. I took communications and used nothing I learned in my new job. That's my coworker right now. Well, not my coworker, my used to be coworker. He's in communications, and his job has nothing to do with what he learned. But still, like, I think it was neat. It is nice to actually learn about, like, CNC machines and CAM and all that, because I've always wanted to. Still. Okay, machining, machining. Oh wait, that should probably go up here. I don't think I'm gonna need that. Thank you, Ragehound. I appreciate that. I want to help Zill, because like I said though, he's got the heart of an engineer, and he probably deserves to be in the spot I'm in right now. This isn't like a sake of like, oh, my school is better, but like, he'd be getting the experience he deserves, really. Not a semester of fluid mechanics. Exactly. Have a good night, Modra Wolf. Still, so let me run through this again, because it's kind of neat to watch this. It's always so satisfying to watch. Wait, no, excuse me. Oh wait, it's because I'm in... No. Oh wait, I'm hitting shift. I'm dumb. Wow. Nice. Yeah, true. I mean, to some extent, we don't deserve anything. Okay, so the rest of this.
If I go back, go to my facing operation, and strategy, if I say two-way for my overhang direction, click OK. And so now it seems like it removed all the material off the workpiece, so I like that. What I don't like, if I come to my, let's go to the left view here. If I look at it, my workpiece here, the thing that I wanted to make, is above the surface that we created with our facing operation. And so I'm going to hit the stop there. And so you can see as we've...
Raychan does have a point with the last thing. There's nothing wrong with asking for help as well. That's one of the things I needed to learn really quickly. Otherwise, I was going to fail, like, my courses. But that's just one of the big things that you kind of just have to get over. The people that are designed to be there to help you, you know, they want to help you. That's just what I learned. I know that TAs don't exactly exist for every school or professors that care, but like just reaching out in any possible way you can, especially depending on the situation or the problem, that's exactly what you need to do. That's just the way I see it. Well, no, I'm just meant for like other situations. Well, maybe talk with like one of your engineering professors, see if he knows anything about CNC stuff, or like knows a machine that you could potentially practice on or work with. Look, I'm just saying, your school should at least have some CNC machines somewhere. Will someone not help me get into a UPenn class on public opinion and media stats? I'd still be trying to finish my major. There you go. That's fair. You know, finding time. Though, like, do they have over winter break hours, maybe? I don't know. I'm just thinking of, like, ideas. I think you know what you need to do or want to do. I'm just trying to help in the small ways. Oh. Let's see.
We put our workpiece in here. I've got the 0 of the workpiece lined up with the XYZ axis. I've also, if I turn on the stock material, the 0 of the stock material is lined up with the XYZ axis. Now, in the machine tool, you could account for this and you could fix it. But the best thing to do before we do this, if I go ahead and turn off my stock material just so I can see what I'm doing, is to actually select that workpiece. And I want the whole workpiece now, not just the face. So I select the workpiece. I'm going to right click. I'm going to copy. I'm going to translate it. And I want to translate it negative 50 thousandths in the Z direction. So I want to move it down that same depth of our facing operation. And I'll click OK. Oops, I made a copy. Let me undo that. If I right click, copy, translate, tell it to move instead of copy, and OK. And so that now moved it down. If I do my facing operation, we'll see that it removes the material, and now the top of the faced stock material is even with the top of the finished workpiece. We can actually look at that in a comparison mode where it sees the target is green, so that means we've made the material where we wanted it to. Everything that's blue means that we're outside the range of what we wanted to do. So we've made our facing operation, we've shifted our workpiece material down just a little bit to account for that facing operation that we're going to do. So that's the first thing we want to do with this workpiece.
Huh. So what did the exercise have me do? Face the part. Create the 2 pocketing operations. Oval pocket, round pocket with 3 layers. Chamfer the edge. Make sure collision detection is on. Okay. I see you. Oh, URI is not bad. I actually ended up applying there, I think. Still Zill. You'll find time eventually. Well, as if you're still in the stream. Still, just know I worry about you. Which program am I using? Esprit. Which I think I'm using it correctly? I'm not exactly sure. Do you like Fortnite? Nice. I don't. Alright. Next step. We'll start flashing red as soon as you stimulate. Oh, collision detection. Right. Whoops. That's not what I wanted. Machining. Stuff that people in. I'm sorry. Well, this is just like, let me see. Where is it? View. Where did my bar go? Oh, here we are. Dodge rapid on, and then what was it they said they did to turn on collision detection? Well, let's go back on collision detection. I want to go back a bit and see if I can find anything on collisions. I'm not finding anything. Oh, okay. Well, that's the next thing. Turn on collision detection.
Before we move on, let's take a look at what we should have seen if we'd had our simulation parameters set correctly when we did that first simulation where the workpiece or the stock material was set at the same height as the finished part.
Feel incompetent in my skills. I mean, here's the thing. You know more about machining than I do. And I've barely touched a machine. The fact I'm able to apply anything I'm learning doesn't help. I guess depending on the situation with yours, I guess it takes time for application. I mean, I still know nothing. You know, well, at the end of the day, it's not how much you know compared to others. That's not true. It is, oh my god, I'm trying to help, but it's not working. All I can say is that from what you've described in your situation, it's going to be hard to get some form of experience. Jeez. Oh boy. I heard something about Fallout New Vegas. Thank you, Spooky Boy, for the $2 donation. Greatly appreciated.
Attention, all Fallout New Vegas gamers. The courier is in trouble, and they need your help to get revenge on Benny and secure the platinum chip. Now, to do this, they need a couple of Sunset Sarsaparillas and a big iron on their hip. So, to help them, all they need is your credit card number, the 3 digits on the back, and the expiration month and year. But you gotta hurry. The fate of the Mojave rests on their shoulders.
I don't know what that meme is. but damn. Experience is hard. Especially since employers want you to have experience, but you want to get a job in order to obtain experience. That's why you want to work. I don't know. You'll find that experience one day, Zill. I have no doubt in my mind you will. You got the passion for it. That's the most important thing. At least from what I can tell and what Karnine can tell. And passion goes a lot farther than than any experience. Because passion makes people motivated to want to learn. Some people who know already and have the experience might not have the passion.
From one CAD modeler to another.
Oh no.
And stay life jacket.
Is this Briggs? Is that the Briggsel that I know? Boy, okay, I'm gonna get to this donation in just a oh wait, is this the Briggs that I know? Like physical Briggs that like in fraternity Briggs. Is this the Briggs I know? Yes or no? Negative new. Okay, new person, different person. Still, thank you for the $31 donation. I appreciate that greatly. CAD modeling's sort of fun when you don't exactly have like grades on the line. Well, when it comes to hiring, Zil, I'll say keep trying. I know. Talk to Ragehound about like resume stuff and like LinkedIn stuff. She knows all about that. She helped me with mine. You know, I don't have anything yet. You already have experience with like the bike seeds, which honestly, that's kind of interesting. Ragehound knows exactly all of that, and I think she could maybe help you with connections for that. I'm just saying. And besides, you have an entire spring semester to apply. Even applying now as well for an internship is not too late. Still. But thank you, Ace Briggs 6, for the $31 donation. Yes. I mean, sugarcoat it. That's the big thing. Like, my term project has nothing to do with engineering. I looked at data for machines and tested to see if renewable energy could be applied. Basic answer, yes. I'm going to sugarcoat that to the biggest extent. Sugarcoating isn't necessarily dishonest. Especially in the situation of something like that. And there's the idea that, like, get you exactly what you were looking for, but gets you in the right direction. At least you get it. Yeah. I mean, there's the idea as well that people argue about, like, oh, if you sugarcoat it a little bit, then they're going to think you're they're going to think you're qualified for the job. Which, in the end, no one's ever qualified for a new job they're doing. That's what training and getting associated with that workplace is. That's the main thing. It's not necessarily sleazy. It doesn't have to be that, like, you made this grand project. I'm not saying sugarcoat it to, like, the extent that it's, like, amazing. Like, holy crap, this guy knows exactly everything. It's more just, like, use the right wording to capitalize on the best values that each employer would want. Well, don't lie, of course. Just make it sound applicable to what they might want along with the project that you did. It's like, hey, I did a term project for my year. Oh, well, what'd you do? Oh, well, I looked at the machining for cleaning up waste sites in Massachusetts. I looked at the applications of renewable energy towards that machine, along with the energy efficient components of like what parts do certain things, how they can be improved, and I finished it in a final report to Mass DEP. That would be what I would say for mine. Even though I practically did really no engineering, I just gained the experience of seeing what that machine was. Good night, Timus. That's exactly what I was trying to go for originally, Rayhound. It was like, it just depends on how, it depends on the values that you want to emphasize with it. If you just said like, oh, I did a term project and applied renewable energy, even more so if you even discuss in detail in person those highlighted points, that is even better. Well, let me just put it this way. From what you originally sent me for either the video or the website from whoever you worked with those bike seats, there's probably a lot you can say with that. Like, I worked with a company in X, Y, and Z with these bike seats that X, Y, and Z. Well, I mean, I don't know if you want to admit that you're not qualified for the job you're applying for. But, you know, still. I think that this is honestly something we and a lot of other people can help you with, because resume building is a lot. What am I working on? I'm working on my term. Less not qualified. Yeah. Well, I guess what you could do, which I don't know if this will help, because this is more of like what I would do. When I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to say or explain something, especially with an experience that I had this last summer or anything like that, I write it down. I break down the individual things that I did and try to apply it. I don't know. Still, talk with Rage Zill. She will help you with that. If you need help with the resume stuff and the project stuff, let me know as well. I'm more than happy to help, because getting that experience is the main thing. Still, hope you have a good night and good luck on your exam, by the way. I'll talk with MOSFET as well, because he might have some advice that I could, I guess, sort of pass on a bit. Because he graduated from my school. How am I liking my major? Oh, Johnny Smithy. Oh. Night Beta, it was cool listening to the stream while also doing confusing homework. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So thank you guys for sticking it out with me in this stream. It's like 2:30 in the morning. I didn't expect to be like working on this late. Exactly. If it helps, Zill, I can send your resume to Strobes. That might be something. He'd be willing to help. He's told me multiple times he'd be willing to help with my resume stuff, so, you know, still, have a good night, Zill. Alright, so, collision detection.
And then we went and faced off the top of the finished part. And what we should have seen is what we see here, where the tool and the workpiece are alternate flashing red. That indicates that we have crashed the machine tool. Now, it's much cheaper to crash in the software than it is to crash in the actual machine tool, and we get that by setting our simulation parameters. If we go to
Wait, like tonight, Karina? I don't know how long I'm going to be up for. But possibly.
options in our simulation parameters, and we want collision detection to be set to full software than it is to crash in the actual machine tool, and we get that by setting our simulation parameters.
Oh, simulation parameters.
If we go to
Sleeps tonight. I
options
meant
in our
weekend,
simulation
Thanksgiving.
parameters,
Yes.
and we want collision detection to be set to full. We can have the simulation type to full, simulate full thread. A lot of people like to use this real-time simulation here. But in reality, what we really have to make sure we do is we have to make sure that we turn on collision detection so that it tells us right away if we've gouged the part, if we've run into some of the fixturing material, and that will help us out enormously in troubleshooting our CAM programs.
I don't want to go to school, go to classes tomorrow, but I kind of have to. So we did collision detection. That was good. Oh, we've got a long way to go. Oh, a 12-minute video.
Now
Perfect.
that we've faced off the top of the part, the next thing I want to do is I want to create a pocket that goes through the part. And so this pocket, we actually want it to not just go through the part, but we want it to go all the way through the stock material. And I'll show you how to do that. The pocket that we have here that goes through the part is this one in the upper left-hand quadrant. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and select this face. And so when we're in our sub-element and highlight mode here, it asks us again, is this the surface you want? So that is the surface that I want. But what I want to do is I want to hold down the Shift key while I left click, and then it will select all of the similar surfaces that are adjacent to that. So what it's done now is it's selected all of the surfaces that define the edges of that pocket. If I go over here to
Wait, what did he just do?
what I want to do is I want to hold down the Shift key.
I won't be getting Pokemon Let's Go.
While I left click, and then it will select all of the similar surfaces that are adjacent to that. So what it's done now is it's selected all of the
I will be
surfaces
getting
that define
Smash
the
Bros.
edges of
Ultimate,
that
though.
pocket. If I go over here to my Create Features toolbar, I can go ahead and select the pocket icon right here, and it will create this pocket chain features, what it really is, and what it is a way for Esprit to identify that we intend for this to be a pocket. So it looks like a pocket to us in this orientation. We've now told Esprit that yes, indeed, we want that to be a pocket. And so when we have our pocket here, it actually, if we go to our parameters view here in machining, we can see that we want to cut on the left side of the pocket. And so if you look here, there's an arrow that goes around here.
Wait, what did he just do?
That arrow is going around the workpiece, or the edge of the pocket. So it's telling us we want to keep the tool on the left side of the pocket. And if we're doing...
I don't know what he did. Just feel like I'm getting nowhere with this film, and it seriously scares me. I'm confident in my abilities, but I have nothing to show for it. I wonder if beta things college is worth it. Getting an education is worth it. It depends on what you're able to do with it in the end as well. But I will say that going for some sort of education is absolutely the most worth it thing you can do. But you know...
just a pocket. And so when we have our pocket here, it actually, if we go to our parameters view here in machining, we can see See that we want to cut on the left side of the pocket. It's
I don't want to do that just yet. There we go. So we created the pocket right here.
so if you look here, there's an arrow that goes around here by the we services that define the edges of that pocket. If I go over here to my Create Features toolbar, I can go ahead and select the pocket icon right here, and it will create this pocket chain features, what it really is, and what it is a way for Esprit to identify that we intend for this to be a pocket. So it looks like a pocket to us in this orientation. We've now told Esprit that yes, indeed, we want that to be a pocket. And so when we have our pocket here, it actually, if we go to our parameters view here,
Oh, okay.
we can see that we want to cut on the left side of the pocket. And so if you look here, there's an arrow that goes around here. And so that arrow is going around the workpiece, or the edge of the pocket. So it's telling us we want to keep the tool on the left side of the pocket. And if we're doing just a contour in there, if we're doing a climb milling operation, then if the tool's spinning clockwise and we're offset on the left side inside a pocket, it's going to climb around that edge. So I kind of like that. We're going to remove material inside. It says the depth is 0.25 inches, and that's because the distance from here to here is 0.25 inches. It says the draft angle is 0, which means if we had created a solid model that had a draft angle, Esprit would detect it right here with this. We're working the XYZ work plane, all these things, we like this. All right, so we can create our pocketing operation simply by selecting that pocket. We'll go to our solid mill traditional toolbar. We'll come over here to the pocketing icon, and we'll select that. Now, just like with our facing operation,
this is actually cool.
You have to tell it what tool you're going to use, and so at we have to use a tool that can fit inside our pocket. One of the nice things, if we have to use a tool that can fit inside our pocket, and so what we're going to do, we're going to use this 3/8 inch end mill. I'm going to go ahead and drag the properties tab down a little bit so we get some more space up here. So we're going to do, it asks us, do we want to do roughing passes? Do we want to do wall finish? Do we want to do floor finish? Now, since the pocket's going to go all the way through the part, we absolutely don't want to do floor finish. We're actually not going to do the wall finish either. We're going to set that to no. It's typically better to set this to no and then do a contouring operation later to do your floor fin or your wall finish if you want to do that. Just do it in separate operations. It gives you a little bit more control with how you do it. In the strategy tab, there's a bunch of different choices that we can have here. So we can choose, do we want it to start on the outside of the pocket or work towards the center? Do we want it to start in the center of the pocket, work towards the outside? Do we want it to simply go in one direction, starting at one edge of the pocket and go across to the other? We can zigzag like we did with our facing operation. We've got our trochoidal, which is where it will actually take little circular passes to go through the entire pocket, and then profit milling. We're going to leave these things for later in the discussion. What I want to look at here is our concentric out. I'd like the tool to start in the center of the pocket-ish, and then work its way out to
This is
the
pretty
edges
cool.
of the pocket. So I'm going to select concentric out. This morph move and spiral move. I always like to use the spiral move because what it does is if we don't use the spiral move, it will make a pass around, and then it will move over into the workpiece and make a pass around. If we use spiral, it will slowly spiral out, and each width of cut at the end of the spiral will be what we set it to. It's a little bit more forgiving on the tool. So I'm going to use spiral. Morph just means, do we want it to spiral intelligently? So we're going to say yes on morph, yes on spiral. We can ignore the tolerances here, the extra moves we can ignore about that. Now our full engaged feed rate, we can actually look up on our feed and speed chart. But what this is whenever the entire end mill, get an end mill right here. whenever the entire end mill is engaged with the workpiece, so if it was feeding through like this and making a slot in the workpiece, that would be when the full engage feed rate kicks in. And so typically we do 80% for this. So I'm going to set that to 80. Our total depth, now it read this total depth based on the depth from our pocketing operation, remember there. Our incremental depth, because we're using the 3/8 inch end mill, our incremental depth that we're allowed to do is 3/8 of an inch. So that's
It's actually kind of interesting
starting
work.
depth is 0. That starting depth is measured from the top of the chain that you've created. So we're going to go ahead. We like all this. We can have stock automation on or off here. It doesn't really matter because the workpiece is in the center here and we don't need to trim anything. On the pocketing tab, there are no islands that stick up in our features, so we can ignore this. On the rough tab, this is where we get to set the feed and the speed. And so our tool is able to go much faster than this 589 surface feet per minute. But the mini mill that we're going to cut this in is limited with a maximum speed of 6,000 inches a minute. So we're going to go ahead and stick with that. I'm going to say, all right, so 54, 10. These numbers look okay. You can verify these numbers on the feed and speed chart that you downloaded in the last exercise. So make sure that you use the feed and speed chart here. Don't just assume that every time I'm doing this, I've got the correct numbers here. Make sure you look those up. We'll go with our cutting strategy climb. That way, when it is not fully engaged, it will be pulling itself into the workpiece as it goes around there. Stock allowance wall 0, floor 0. There's a couple different entry modes that are possible. What we don't want to do ever is plunge. We don't ever want to have that end mill move straight into the workpiece on a downward plunge, because we know at the center of the end mill, the surface speed, the cutting speed is 0. And so it's not intended to cut in that direction, or it doesn't cut well. So we can either do a helix, where it does a spiral on the way down, or a ramp. Just based on the shape of this pocket, I'm going to go with ramp. So ramp along pass. So I like ramp along pass. For these tools, we want a ramp angle of 10 degrees.
Where's my tool selection?
Minimum width, maximum width. If entry fails, skip. Make sure you select this. If entry fails, skip. And then the only other option there would be plunge, and we never want to plunge if we can avoid it. So exit mode is ramp. That looks fine. Links, clearance, okay. So we'll go ahead and click OK here. And it created us a tool path.
Where did it go?
If we go ahead and simulate now, before
My tool selection just disappeared. I don't know what just happened. I don't know where it went. Oh. I don't know why I said no to rough pass then. Oh, well, that's where the rough tab went. I'm dumb. I just needed rough pass to be enabled. I don't know why it was disabled. That's the weird thing. Strategy. Yes. Everything else is set here. Pocket. That's good. So I'm going to go back over the rough speed that he had. Let's now see I have nothing set for the cut speed. 6,000. Let me see. What does he have set for that? 6,000 RPM. 0.03 inches. Zero point 0.003. 0.003. 0.0006. Okay, I figured it out. This is really weird, though. Oh, this is some cool music. So thank you again, Ace Briggs, for donating that. I appreciate that, honestly. Wait, did I do it the right way? Yep, 3/8 end mill.
Wall 0, floor 0. There's a couple different. Go ahead. We like our mini mill that we're going to cut this in is limited with a maximum speed of 6,000 inches a minute. So we're going to go ahead and stick with that. I'm going to say, all right, so 54. You use the fully engaged, it will be pulling itself into the workpiece as it goes around there. Stock allowance wall 0, floor 0. There's a couple different entry modes that are possible. What we don't want to do ever is plunge. We don't ever want to have that end mill move straight into the workpiece on a downward plunge because we know at the center of the end mill...
I'll check that donation just a second. Hold on.
I was tempted to put in an Anthrocon 2018 music video, but went for something that might
Oh god, a
be
video.
less distracting while you are watching educational videos. XD, keep up.
Oh, I
the
can't. Oh, wait, this is cute. Oh my god. What a good boy. Does he have a little stuffed animal with him too? Oh, I miss my dog now. Oh no, my dog's fine. She's just at home. I just never see her, and like, now I feel the need to like pet her so much. My dog's fine, by the way. Though I don't know how much longer she's gonna have, because she is getting old. So thank you for that donation, though. Wow, Robin Williams. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. So what does he have set? Helical contained.
The way down or a ramp. Just based on the shape of this pocket, I'm going to go with ramp.
Cool.
So ramp along pass. So I like ramp along pass. For these tools, we want a ramp angle of 10 degrees. Minimum width, maximum width. If entry fails, skip. Make sure you select this. If entry fails, skip. And then the only other option there would be plunge. And we never want to plunge if we can avoid it. So exit mode is ramp. That looks fine. Links, clearance, okay. So we'll go ahead and click OK here. And it created us a tool path.
Very interesting. The reason why I don't keep these up is because they get a copyright claim because people play copyrighted music in my video donations. So I cannot keep them up, unfortunately. And it's also very hard to archive them and put them to other locations or upload them to other areas. It's just hard to do that. So, you know. I'm gonna fall asleep in this thing again tonight. No joke. So, it's probably gonna stop during... Yeah, it's gonna stop at that point for the collision. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn off collision detection. Actually, I'm gonna make the view isometric. And then we're going to parameters. I'll save this as. Yes, save it there. Adorable, I know. So I want to go through this. Huh.
We go ahead and simulate. Now, before we simulate, let's make sure that we've got collision detection turned on. So collision detection full. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. We'll simulate the operation here. So it's doing the facing pass now. It's finished with the facing. It should do our pocketing operation. Okay, so it's coming in. That's doing the ramp down into the workpiece. Once it gets down to the depth, it will go ahead and spiral
I'm a little bit tired.
to the finished dimensions of the workpiece. Speed that up. All right, so that's done.
You like cute dogs? I can give cute dogs.
What? Oh my god. I love this too. That's too good. That's too precious. So I'm not really sure why collision occurred on the first part. Okay, what did he do before in the first video?
Could account for this, and you can fix it. To my, let's go to the left view here. If I look at it, my my workpiece here, the thing that I wanted to make, is above
I'm not
the
cute, but
surface
thank you.
that we created with our facing operation. And so I'm going to hit the stop there, and so you can see as we've put our workpiece in here, I've got the 0 of the workpiece lined up with the XYZ axis. I've also, if I turn on the stock material, the 0 of the stock material is lined up with the XYZ axis. Now, in the machine tool, you could account for this and you could fix it. But the best thing to do before we do this, if I go ahead and turn off my stock material, just so I can see what I'm doing, is to actually select that workpiece. And I want the whole workpiece now, not just the face. So I select the workpiece. I'm going to right click, I'm going to copy, I'm going to translate it, and I want to translate it negative 50 thousandths in.
How do I do that? What'd he do? Wait, where? Hold on. Before I touch anything.
In the Zeta piece, and I want the whole workpiece now, not just the face. So I select the workpiece. I'm going to right click. I'm going to copy. I'm going to translate it. And I want to translate it negative 50 thousandths.
So it's negative 0.5. Okay. 0.05, sorry. That is not what I wanted to do. That is not how that's supposed to look. Try collision detection at full now, and then we actually try. I don't know what's going on, in all honesty. I'm just going by what the professor said. Oh well. Hold on, I can't see anything, and I'm kind of sick of controlling this. What? I don't even know what I did. Select all. Copy. This really is fucky. I'm 20, unfortunately.
Window here. And so it shows that the floor is blue there, but that should go all the way through. Now, at the beginning, I said that I wanted our pocket to actually go all the way through the workpiece, not just through the part. And so we can fix that. We hit stop here. If we know the thickness of our part, and if I go to the front view, now I happen to know that the thickness of the part is 3/4 of an inch. But if you didn't know that and you hadn't defined that stock material, you could estimate it by simply mousing over the bottom. Oh, I gotta turn stock on. Turn the stock layer on, and simply move the mouse down to this point, and in the lower right-hand corner of the screen window,
Here,
so
have 10 Australian dollars and a cute dog with it. This is my last donation. I'm not
Thank
rich.
you. Oh my god. This precious boy. What a good dog. He needs all sorts of kisses and pets and love. I know he's playing guitar, but like the main attention is on that dog. I'm sorry. Gave him the pets. Oh my god. The boyo got the pets. I'm happy. I'm happy. I can die peacefully. Genuinely.
in the pocket, in the depth here, we can actually change that to be point 0.7, or why don't we?
I'm actually going to do this now. What do you do again to make a pocket? Okay, he made a pocket there. Oh wait, no. Or is this another thing he did? Either way, we'll figure this out. Oh well. Either way, I think I'm actually going to wrap up this stream because I'm exhausted. Because I need to go to bed. I'm tired, I'm sleepy. Anyone streaming right now? Nope, unfortunate. So with that, I'm going to go to bed. You guys have a good night. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for the company. Greatly appreciate that. I'm going to finish up this CAD stuff tomorrow, or CAM stuff. Have a good night. Take care and stay life jacket, guys.